Third quarter was great. But, when you start the game as poorly as we did, you leave so much to chance. Second half they hit a three where the ball hits the back of the rim, bounces up 8 feet and goes in. Two plays where the ball bounces off Gobert's hand and just goes in the basket for and ones. If you're not right at the beginning of the games, basketball guys are not going to be kind. So we just got to keep learning from this stuff. This stuff was very reminiscent of the San Antonio game, which is extremely disappointing because, the Dallas game showed so much promise. But this is where a young team's got to learn and grow and get better.
You mentioned the San Antonio game. This one, New Orleans scored 48 in the first quarter last Friday. Has there been a theme to you of these starts? Is something leading to these first quarters that aren't going your way so much recently?
It's just, at the beginning of the game, we just our physical guys weren't physical. We just didn't have the kind of attitude you need to have against a physical, high-level team like Minnesota. And we paid a heavy price for it. Halftime was pretty animated, and we talked about physicality, and we had a sellout crowd, and we got to get these people dying to get into the game, and we jumped into the third quarter. But it can't be just when you're getting punched in the mouth every time. So we got to learn from it. Got to learn from it. Nothing's given. Everything's got to be earned. So hard lesson.
You guys tied or took the lead a few times in the final couple of minutes. What did you see as the difference in the end, and what did you think of your team's performance in those last few minutes?
Well, Edwards' shot making was next level, and even when we double teamed him, he got away from us. So, look, he's a great player, and that's why it's every second of every minute of the game matters. Anything you can do to get even slightly ahead or stay even or stay close to even to start the game, makes a big difference in the long run. So, it's a tough lesson, but one that we got to take our medicine and learn from.
You talked at the beginning about how important Pascal was for keeping you guys just afloat while Tyrese was out. It seems like there's been a lot of occasions where when you might be struggling, he's the guy that keeps you in it. I guess how important is he in situations where things aren't going the way that you want them to go, that he's the guy that gets you a shot and kind of buoys you and keeps you in games?
Yeah. Second quarter was a good example. We've been playing him with the second unit some of the last couple games, and he did just that. He got to the rim, got the ball in the basket, helped the team stay afloat during some dry spells, and so he's very, very valuable.
Tyrese seems like he's just continuing his ability to create. I think he was 7 of 8 from inside the arc today. How much do you like what he's doing, even when the three isn't necessarily falling? Find a way to get him some offense and finding other ways to get the ball in the basket and create.
Yeah, he's a great player. What else you want me to say?
Sure, fair.
Yeah, he can do all that. Yeah.
You obviously. Sure. You moved Nembhard onto Edwards in the second half. Just what did you like about the presence there? Obviously, Anthony still made some incredible shots. What did you like about
he played him like he was pissed off. There's a big difference. Edwards is a physical player, and you got to play physical players physically. The whistles weren't going our direction tonight, so we needed to do something to dictate what was going on. Second half we did. First half we didn't. And so again, it's just it's a tough learning thing.
On the last play, did you just like the angle Neesmith had? Is that the reason you decided not to call a timeout there? Did you just see a clean lane and say that's a good look? We'll get
the best point guard in the game, and I'd rather have the ball in his hands without them calling timeout and being able to set their defense. And Aaron decided to go to the basket. There were a couple of things he could have done. At a 2-point game, he could have driven one dribble, pulled back, and shot a 3 and won it. So, but I trust Tyrese in those situations. Playing against a set defense late in games is very, very difficult. And so, we take this approach on way more occasions than not, and have had success with it. So, look, I take responsibility. We didn't score in the last possession, but that's on me. Fine. But the first quarter, we got to do better. And that's on me too. I gotta do a better job. I gotta figure out a way to convince these guys that hard play is going to carry the day in this league, in every game down the stretch. Because we're playing all teams that are playing for something. And Minnesota's at the top of the West. Dallas is playing for positioning. Orlando on Sunday. We know what that's all about. And Oklahoma City, Chicago. These teams are all fighting their butts off. So we must do the same.